You guys, I have an idea.
Our story begins with Taylor Jacobson, a single mother who, despite her fighting spirit and ingenuity, receives the worst Christmas gift imaginable, an abrupt dismissal. She worked as a graphic designer, but a key client pulled out, leaving her finances deep in the red. Just as the snow begins to fall and Christmas magic should be in the air, time is running out. And her greatest, almost her only priority, is her daughter Zoe's dream of entering the prestigious Winter Ski Academy. Zoe is a snowboard prodigy, and Taylor knows that this academy is the key to her future. But the cost is prohibitive. The situation is critical. Bills pile up, the refrigerator grows emptier by the day, and panic begins to feel like a permanent guest in her small apartment. Taylor desperately scans every job listing. Then a light appears at the end of the tunnel, a temporary but extremely well-paid position as Santa Claus at the luxurious Snowy Peaks Resort. A salary that, if secured, would not only save Christmas, but also guarantee Zoe's future. But the job comes with one single massive condition. The position is strictly for men. The resort, very traditional, has decided that its Santa Claus must be authentic. Taylor Jacobson, a woman who has always solved problems with creativity, refuses to surrender to sexist bureaucracy. She makes the boldest, most hilarious, and riskiest decision of her life. She gathers prosthetics, padding, theatrical makeup, puts on a bulky bodysuit to hide her figure, stuffs the suit to create the iconic belly, and glues on a fake beard that is as realistic as it is uncomfortable. Hugh is born, an older Santa Claus, supposedly retired from carpentry, warm-hearted and full of wisdom that, ironically, is more real than his beard. The transformation is total, dramatic, and frankly, brilliant. Taylor Jacobson has disappeared. In her place stands Hugh Santa Claus. The hook is set, my friends. The double life has begun. Every time she walks through the resort doors, Taylor becomes Hugh. At Snowy Peaks Resort, Hugh is greeted with skepticism by Natasha Barton, the ambitious and efficient employee who is desperately aiming to become manager. Natasha has been organizing the Christmas event for months and sees Hugh as nothing more than an obstacle, strange old man who could ruin the perfect corporate image she has carefully constructed. But the real hurricane, the one that truly puts Taylor's disguise and heart to the test, is Matthew Lane, the charming, attractive, and surprisingly humble resort manager. He is the owner's son, recently returned home with the intention of modernizing the resort's outdated management. Their first encounter is electric, a first glance, a collision of gazes that freezes the air despite the heating. Matthew is kind, playful, and completely disarming. Taylor feels instantly drawn to him. He is warm, funny, and genuine. And she is surprised by how badly she wants him to see her, not the costume. Matthew, of course, suspects nothing. On the contrary, he feels strangely comfortable with Hugh, the Santa Claus. The spark of love has been lit, but it burns dangerously close to the secret, threatening to set her entire life on fire. How can Taylor fall in love with Matthew, a man who values honesty, if all he knows is Hugh, an elaborate lie? Days turn into weeks. Taylor's life becomes an exhausting ballet between being a single mother in the morning and an iconic Santa Claus in the afternoon. As Hugh, Taylor wins over the resort's children not with magic, but with surprisingly practical life advice, often inspired by raising Zoe. The problem is that her true challenge is Matthew. The bond between Taylor and Matthew, through the identity of Hugh, is unusually deep. They share secrets about the resort's management, about dreams and frustrations. Matthew confides in Hugh his insecurities about leading the family business, and Hugh offers the sensible perspective of an older man. The result is an unusual friendship and camaraderie that only makes Taylor fall even deeper in love. But the tension is double. As Taylor, she has accidental encounters with Matthew in town, where he unknowingly flirts openly, commenting on how much Taylor reminds him of someone he knows, obviously Hugh, without the beard. As Taylor, these encounters are brief and filled with nervous lies. The tension is palpable. Every smile, every touch, every look into Matthew's eyes becomes another layer of cement sealing her lie. Each day feels more like a golden prison. As the romantic tension rises, the professional tension explodes. Natasha Barton, feeling overlooked for the promotion she so desperately wants, focuses her attention like a laser on the mysterious Santa Claus. Natasha, a woman of schedules and perfect files, cannot stand Hugh's improvised and wildly popular presence. She notices inconsistencies no one else sees. His voice is sometimes too soft. His movements are too delicate and fluid for a bulky old man. Most damning of all, no one in town or in the employee records has any employment, history, or even a trace of Hugh. The hunt has begun. Natasha becomes Hugh's shadow, taking notes, searching for mistakes. The pressure on Taylor becomes unbearable. Taylor feels cornered. The romance with Matthew is becoming impossible to manage. Zoe's plans are moving forward, and she is only days away from needing the final payment for the academy. Taylor is exhausted and alone. The lie has grown larger than the Santa suit itself, wrapping around her entire life. Her love for Matthew is real. But does she have the right to deceive him like this? Building a castle on the sand of a farce? Friends of Resume Max, let me ask you, what would you have done? Would you have continued the charade until getting the money, risking everything and Matthew's eternal hatred? Or would you have confessed the truth to Matthew in an act of faith, risking being fired, a public scandal, and the shattering of Zoe's dream? Leave your answers in the comments. Natasha has been piecing everything together like a true movie-style detective. One night, sitting in front of her computer, she finally gets it, a smile of satisfaction forming on her face. Before we continue, if you're enjoying this video, hit subscribe. More than 95% of people watching aren't subscribed, so help keep this channel alive. Let's continue. The truth explodes onto Natasha's screen. The name Hugh doesn't exist. The identification number leads to only one person, Taylor Jacobson. Natasha hasn't just uncovered a woman in disguise, she has uncovered the motive and the desperation of a mother. The stage is set for the grand Christmas Eve gala. Matthew and Taylor. Without the disguise, Matthew is about to confess his feelings, and Taylor is about to confess her secret. But fate, or rather Natasha, intervenes, and she shows no mercy. Natasha's plan is perfect. A low, precise blow that will guarantee her immediate promotion, at the cost of Taylor's life and dignity. May I have everyone's attention? Matthew's father, accompanied by Natasha, radiating an icy calm, reveals the shocking truth. Before the resort's elite, unfortunately, our Santa Claus, Hugh, has been operating under a false identity. Hugh is, in fact, a dishonest employee named Taylor Jacobson. Boom. The bomb detonates. Taylor freezes. Matthew looks at her, and in his eyes mix confusion, disbelief, and pure pain. Here stands the traitor. Matthew not only discovers Hugh's secret, he discovers that the woman he is falling in love with is the same person who has been deceiving him for weeks. The secret is out, destroying trust in Christmas magic. Matthew is devastated, not by Hugh's identity, but by the breach of honesty. The news spreads through the resort and the local media like wildfire. But Matthew remembers everything Hugh taught him: honesty, perspective, and the importance of family. Driven by the warmth he felt with Hugh and the sincerity he saw despite the lie in Taylor's eyes, he makes a decision. Love is stronger than pride. Matthew, following the truth of his heart, publicly defends Taylor before his father and the press. He shows that loving someone is about more than seeing a face. It's about seeing the heart, the courage, and the intention behind a person's actions. He defends her not as his girlfriend, but as an admirable woman who fought for her daughter. He proves that love is more than appearances. It's seeing the heart, even beneath a fake beard. Matthew's father, moved by his son's passion and by Taylor's story, decides not only to drop any charges, but to offer her an opportunity. He recognizes that Taylor's creativity, though misdirected, is valuable. He offers her a new position, one that truly fits her talents as an event organizer and designer. Thanks to Matthew's gesture and the salary from her new job, Zoe is able to attend the ski academy, and the love story between Matthew and Taylor blossoms stronger than ever. Built on complete honesty, Natasha is transferred to a resort in a remote location, possibly the North Pole, as punishment for her cruelty. Matthew and Taylor, Resume and Max's favorite couple, stay together, proving that the magic of Christmas always prevails. And so concludes The Secret of Santa. If you want to secure your seat and join the loyal line of Resume and Max, don't think twice, hit join. See you in the next Maximized Summary. Until next time, and Merry Christmas.